All right, you guys, we're back at it again. This is Noble Sports Entertainment. If you have not yet subscribed to this channel, then what are you waiting on? Make sure you hit that subscription button, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon, and push all that you'll be notified whenever we put up an upload. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. All right, guys, we're going to talk about linebacker Isaiah Simmons on today. Will Isaiah Simmons break out in 2021? That is what inquiring minds want to know. I definitely want to know that this kid is going to grow in year number 2. So let's go ahead and kick it off. All right, guys, last season, if you got a chance to watch my trilogy videos about Isaiah Simmons, please make sure you go watch those videos because there's important information in those videos about Isaiah Simmons, about his growth, about his development, and him as a player in general. So basically, this season for Isaiah Simmons, I see that the sky's is the limit. This is the year that Isaiah Simmons starts. I think that Isaiah Simmons should have been given the keys, just like Zaven Collins is getting the keys from Arizona. The same thing they needed to do. Now, it's kind of a different year because Zaven Collins is going to have the opportunity to have OTAs and a preseason, which Isaiah Simmons didn't have any of that. So the COVID season kind of set him back a little bit as far as being the type of player that he needs to be. You know, Isaiah Simmons, one thing I can say about him is that the kid is special. In college, when he played for Clemson, he was a Swiss Army knife. And let's face it, when you get in the NFL, you need to have a position that you're going to play. And you have to be able to play that position good. And I think that Isaiah Simmons understands that now. You know, you can be versatile. Don't get me wrong. You can be a hybrid in the NFL as well. But I think that the Arizona Cardinals got it right because they wanted to be able to make sure this kid understands the assignment of the linebacking position. And yes, you know, Isaiah Simmons, he started off slow. You know, he started off slow. He gave up a play against the San Francisco 49ers with the running back catching the ball out the backfield and taking it to the house on a catch and run. And pretty much after that, it was just in and out of the lineup all year, pretty much from that point on. Then towards when Isaiah Simmons got an interception against the Seattle Seahawks is when the light switch came on with Isaiah Simmons. And that's when Arizona finally said, okay, this kid he's got it. Now, the thing about Isaiah Simmons is he had 4.3 speed in the 40-yard dash. The guy is fast. And that's pretty good for a linebacker to be that fast because, you know, most running backs sometimes are not even 4.3 speed. Some wide receivers are not even 4.3 speed. So that is truly amazing how fast Isaiah Simmons is. But the guy is a huge guy too as well, 6'4". And sky's is the limit for Isaiah Simmons, man. He has an opportunity to do something special on this Arizona Cardinals defense. And I think this year Isaiah will grow. I think Isaiah will be a phenomenal football player along with Zaven Collins, making two of the best young linebackers in the NFL. Zaven Collins being a big kid as well. And Isaiah Simmons, hopefully these guys will be able to rub off on one another, be able to understand how to play with each other and things of that nature. But at the same time, Isaiah must take the leap to grow. And what I mean by that is that he needs to know his assignments and he needs to know what he needs to be doing out on the field. Who are you covering? Do you have the do you have the running back out of the backfield? Do you have the wide receiver coming across on a slant? Do you pick up the tight end or chip the tight end? What do you do? So I think that this season they're going to give the keys to Isaiah Simmons as far as letting him roam and be the roamer because Isaiah Simmons is a guy that you can move around and things of that nature. And I think that that's how the Cardinals need to use him on defense, kind of move him around a little bit, give the offense a different look every now and then, sometimes bring him up to the line, sometimes have him play off or whatever. But I definitely think that 2021 is going to be a big year for Isaiah Simmons to be one of the best young linebackers in the NFL. I still think this kid can be that type of linebacker for the Arizona Cardinals. And I want to see Isaiah Simmons make the leap and the adjustments in his game of being the player that he needs to be. You know, pretty much last season, he started getting better towards the end of the season. And I know a lot of people was thinking like, man, is this dude going to be a bust? What's going to become of Isaiah Simmons? Because we drafted this guy as the 8th overall pick. And to me, when you're 8th overall, you need to be an impact player. you need to be out on the field, but he couldn't impact the game. Number one, he wasn't starting. Number two, he wasn't getting the reps. So if you're not getting the reps and you're not starting, then you're not going to get the opportunities to go out there and make plays. Isaiah Simmons sat on the bench a lot, and I know he was frustrated with that. But we're going to see, do Isaiah Simmons have what it takes to get it done in 2021? Because I think the jury's going to be out in 2021 if this guy is going to be a solid NFL linebacker. And I can't wait to see Isaiah Simmons this season. It's time to take the pamper off. It's time to take the pacifier out of his mouth. It's time to get rid of the baby bottle. It's time to get rid of the training wheels on the bicycle and let this kid go out there and do what he can do. Isaiah Simmons could be box office for this team. If Isaiah Simmons' growth and he really comes out and plays football like we know he can, the Arizona Cardinals are going to have one of the most scariest defenses in the NFL this season. And I truly believe that. I believe that wholeheartedly, that Zaven Collins and Isaiah Simmons can be two of the most scariest linebackers in the NFL because they'll know how to cover and they'll know how to make plays. So I can't wait to see what Isaiah Simmons is going to do for an encore in 2021. Make sure you leave it in the comments, subscribe to the channel, and I'll be back to you soon with another video. I'm out of here. Till next time. Peace.